Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So today what I want to do is just take a look at when a form is submitted, a Google form, to a Google Sheet, is there any way that we can then modify the data that's been submitted to try and keep it consistent? And the answer to that is yes. So let's take a look at how you do that then. So if I just put in like Bob, age 30, where are you from? New York. What's your favourite animal? Dog. Brothers and sisters. Yeah, pretty trivial questions. So there we go. We've got a timestamp when it was submitted. The name, age, hometown, favourite animal, brothers and sisters. So if you noticed here that this is like he's not really submitted it properly. It's been, these don't have capital letters at the beginning. So what if we want to add capital letters? Well, we can do this, and that is actually called title case. So submitting something like that, we call that title case. So let's just take a look how you do this then. So pretty straightforward. We're going to first of all grab the data like we always do. Then we're going to take our title case function. We're going to then modify this data and then paste it back. So yeah, pretty straightforward job, nothing too tricky there. So let's get cracking. So let's create a function called modify data. I'm then gonna get the data. Okay, con sheet, pretty much always the same. Spreadsheet app, get active, wrong one, spreadsheet, and then get active sheet. Okay, so we've got something to work with. Let's get the last row for that. Yeah, I want to keep this dynamic. And then the next phase is get the data, right? So sheet, get range, and then it's going to be the last row from column 1. We just want one row, and then it's going to be 6 values. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just grab those values. Okay. Alright, I'm going to put a breakpoint in, just double check we're still good to go. Try running this yourself the first time, by the way, you will get a warning, so you just have to accept that. So we can see this here, yeah, this has already been grabbed, and now we need to modify it. So the next phase is just going to move these across so you can see what's going on. Put that there. Alright, so let's create our, we're going to call this to title case. Okay, let's see how we can do this. So we're going to take the string that's passed to it, and then we're going to use a replace function, string dot replace. Alright, what is this? So string dot prototype dot replace, this is how it works. So you feed it something, so look at the parameters. You give it the pattern, can be a string or an object with a symbol dot replace method, the typical example being a regular expression, which is what we're going to use. And then the next part is the replacement, which can be a string, which is what they've used up here, or in our case we're going to use a function for this. So it's going to be like a function within a function. Don't worry too much about this. The objective of this lesson isn't to learn how to write title case in JavaScript. It's how we can fire this when there's a form submission. So I'm not going to go over it in too much depth. You're just going to have to trust me on this one. So let's knock out our regex. Okay. I know this works, by the way. I've already tested it, so yeah, we're not going to go over that again. Function, and then we're going to do like a text, and we're going to do a straight return. Right, okay, so we're going to build the title case. So we need as the string's fed in, we then want to break it up like you would an array. So we're going to take the first element, which is 0, okay, and then we're going to use 2 uppercase. So JavaScript does have uppercase and lowercase, it just doesn't have title case for some reason. They've not added it to the language. It may get added at some point, and then you wouldn't have to do this. Okay, next one is slice. So we started at 0 here. Now we're going to go from 1, and I'm not going to pass another parameter in because the default is to the end with this. So we're going to go to uppercase. Okay, and that's it. So relatively straightforward. Not many lines, but yeah, it does get a little bit messy, I suppose. Right, okay, let's go back then. So we're going to modify the data. That's our next step. So we need to get into our, remember this was an array of arrays, right? So we need to get into that. And we're going to get, it's just pulled up 1, the first one, which is what we want. And we're going to take the second element. We're just modifying this, this, and this. So we're going to go data 0, 1, and then we're going to call toTitleCase on this. Now some of you might be asking, like, how's he getting away with this? Like, I've called this a const data here. We're not reassigning this. Yes, consts are immutable, but we're not reassigning it to a string. We won't be able to say something like data equals, you know, an empty string. That's not doable. But this is, we can modify within inside the array. We just can't change the data type. So that's our first one done. I'm just gonna copy and paste this now because I can't be bothered writing it again. So it's the third one, well, fourth or 3, and 4 as well. Out of our fifth element is going to be this. So we don't do that. Okay, now I'm just going to test it, make sure that everything's still working. I'll make sure it does work because we've still not tested this title case. Okay, hang on. Looks like we've got a bug. Right, text 0 to uppercase is not a function. Okay, so we've got a bug here now. Let's find it. Text 0 to, oh, that. So that didn't work because of a typo there. Right, let's run it again, see what happens. Oh, start reading to uppercase. We don't want that. Let's try it again. Third time lucky. Right, bingo. Bob, New York dog. Bingo. So let's send it back then. So how do we do that? Get range. This is, I mean, we're just doing this, right? So we can just copy and paste that basically. And then set values. And it's just data again. We didn't create any more variables. So I'm just going to run this now. And that worked. Okay, Bob, New York dog, good. We don't need a console.log breakpoint anymore, so I'm going to save that like that. Move this down. Right, okay, so that's the first part done. We've written all our functionality up. We've modified it. Now, how do we get it to work when someone sends a submission over? Well, we'll go here, right? This section, triggers. Okay, we were in the editor, now we're in triggers. And we go, right, let's add a trigger. And it's going to be modified data. We've got two functions. That one is relying on that. Select the source, so it's from spreadsheet. And then this one is key. Select event type, on form submit. We're going to save that. Okay, it's all set up. We're going to go back to our form. We're going to submit another response from someone else. So let's mess around with this now. John with capital N. He's 18. That's why he messes around. Where are you from? So let's say Los Angeles. And then what's your favorite animal? It is a cat. This is now. Submit this. It's gone. Right, done. So did you see that there was a delay there? It gets submitted, and then there's a slight, maybe about 3 seconds for it to do all this functionality we added here. I'm going to do another one, just make sure of this. I don't know, let's say like Janet. There's some weird way of doing it. She's, I don't know, 50. Where's she from? Nova Scotia. Favorite animal is, I don't know, hamsters. And she's got no brothers and sisters. Let's have a look. So it comes in, boom. So we've got about a 3 second delay, and then it does all these modifications. Alright guys, that's the end of that lesson, this lesson. So if you want to ask me any questions, put them in the comments and let me know. Hope that helps you out, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.